Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. And I am Jennifer, aka Jen Jen. And we're going to do a drill with me today on my Egyptian Queen of the Leopards. And we're just going to chat and talk and so forth. And just going to let you guys know what's been going on since last week and with all this craziness around here. And yeah, I might need to go to the insane asylum. So, pull out whatever you're doing, craft it, work whatever craft you're working on, and let's craft. And you can hear me talk about what's been going on around here. So, I hope everyone is staying um, well and healthy. We're doing okay here so far. We haven't had any, issues. Of course, me and the kids haven't gone anywhere. So we've had some drama out here, but other than that, we've been kind of staying away from everybody, social distancing as best as we can. And it's not that hard when especially I don't go anywhere. So, it's not, I'm trying to move my laptop. It wants to fall, so sorry. Oh, let's see. Saturday, we're gonna start off talking about what has been going on since for this week. Last Saturday, I ended up in bed with a really, really bad migraine. Uh, Saturday morning, I woke up and I was like, "Oh my God!" I could feel it coming, and I thought, "All right." So I, took my Excedrin with migraine, and went to bed, stayed there, and didn't do a whole lot of anything else. And my daughter's boyfriend and her took care of the kids for me, or took care of Skylar for me, and they they made sure everything was taken care of so that I could rest and stay in my bed in complete dark. So that was basically my Saturday. Didn't really do a whole lot, you know. Um, and then Sunday I just tried to kind of rest and so forth. And Sunday, and Justin made dinner for us on Sunday, and I was kind of shocked that he offered. And I think part of that is he's starting to get bored or stir crazy, which I can't say I blame him because he's not the only one. And so he made dinner. He made fettuccine alfredo. So he did that, and yeah, I have to say it was pretty good. I was very impressed. So then, of course, there's really not been much going on because we're home, not doing a whole lot. But I started cleaning, and I've been doing one room a day. And the funny part is I can't seem to get past the living room. I'm doing the kitchen and the living room, and I can't seem to get past those two rooms. It's like, one day I'm cleaning the kitchen, and then the next day I did the living room, and then I'm right back to cleaning the kitchen again. It's like, okay, I mean, and I, yeah, and the rest of my house, I need to clean it. So I've decided that today, um after I record this, I'm gonna work on everything else. Work on another room, and then start all over again. So it's crazy. It really is. Um. Also, Monday, same stay at home. Stay at home order was placed by our governor. We're allowed to go out for essential items like going to the grocery store, gas stations, all that kind of stuff. And it's in a way, okay. In a way, I don't even know how to put this. In a way, it's nice that they're not basically making us, they're not putting us in lockdown per se. And they're talking now that they are getting ready to do that. And I'm kind of hoping that they don't do that until next week, because if they do it now, I'm going to have a problem, because I'm going to need to go to the grocery store. And yeah, so I'm kind of hoping that they don't do anything until uh, next week. And because the only reason, and then you've got these ignorant ones out here that are making it bad for everybody else, because there's people that just don't believe this is going on, and it makes it bad for other people, and it's it's crazy. Um, and I've been keeping the boys occupied. Skylar, he's been, reading and so forth, and he did his little, PE, physical education exercises, by helping me out the other day with, laundry, or not laundry. He and Justin took the garbage out, and then Skylar helped me do, help me clean up the living room and all that good junk. He vacuumed. He did well. Yeah, he vacuumed. So he helped with that. And of course, he turns around and he looks at me and says, "How is this considered physical activity, dude? You're vacuuming or you're sweeping?" So he's uh he's been having fun, and he's been kind of reading. And Tuesday, his teacher, excuse me, I have to say I'm really, really impressed with his teachers. His teacher has been checking up on every, I guess, all of her students, and she's been making it she's being consistent about it. And so she texted me the other day, wanted to know how we were. And I told her, and I told her, we're okay. And so forth. And she was telling me that starting this coming Monday, which is the 6th, they will be starting to send out um, I don't know what they're going to be posting. What is it? A packet on, I guess, this weekend where the kids can get their schoolwork and do it and, turn it in or whatever. And I'm not sure about the high school. I haven't really heard anything. I'll probably find out when I go on to our Board of Ed's website and find out because, and to be truthful, I don't think Justin really seems to like be too worried about it. And he told me yesterday, I could really, I'm not, why are we even going to do schooling and we're home? Because his exact words were, we're home. We shouldn't have to do schoolwork. And I said, well, think about it this way. Back in the olden days, way, 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 way back, they had to do schoolwork from home. They didn't have, schools. They had, your parents did the teaching. And he just looks at me and he's like, no. I said, well, you got to do something because, you know, excuse me, my throat's getting dry. Um, that, I mean, I don't even know if he's going to graduate. They're saying it's going to get worse before it gets better. And like, you know, I don't know. I told the boys we're just going to go with it and we're just going to do what we got to do and go from there. So I'm, Justin's not too thrilled with the idea, and he's been adamant that he's not going to do schoolwork. So I'm going to have to sit down tonight and have a discussion because Skylar's willing. Skylar wants to do the schoolwork. And the way they're describing it, they don't have to be on there all day. But depending on Sky and how, often and if he likes doing it this way, I probably let him stay on there as long as, if he wants to be on there the whole time, whatever. So this is going to be, I mean, I guess, granted, kids aren't happy with this, especially mine. I mean, except for Sky. I mean, little dude could care one way or the other. But I get it, but gotta do what we gotta do. So it's been interesting. Let's see. And I've been playing all this time. I've been playing catch up on YouTube and stitching, and trying to catch up on people that I watch and so forth, and trying to catch up on videos that I haven't watched. And I've been looking for a couple of uh, floss tubers that are like me and do that specifically or work on heaven and earth designs. It seems like I'm the only one out there. There could be more. I don't know. Because when I search for it, I don't come up with, a whole lot of nothing. So we'll see. We shall see. But yeah. And it's just been, it's been kind of funny because Skylar's been acting. And of course, now, those of you, I don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what this show is. Family Guy with Stewie. Now, Justin has started watching this. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Don't trust me. I'm still trying to figure that one out. And I mean, I get it. Stewie's funny. So we were all sitting out there, and I don't even remember why. Oh, Justin was being loud. He was laughing. I thought he was, going off on somebody on his game. Well, I went in there and I looked at him and I said, "Are you okay?" And he just looks at me. And I was like, "Okay, fine, don't answer me." So I shut the door. So a little while later, he comes back out. And no, I'm not saying a little while, maybe like, not even long after I left his room or their room. And he comes in here, comes out in the living room, and he looks at me and he's just laughing. And I was like, "What the heck is so funny?" He says, "I'm watching Family Guy." And I'm like, "Really?" Now, I don't particularly like the show just because. And I told him, I said, "Why are you watching a show about a freaking baby that's the most disgusting child?" And he says, "I only watch it because he's got a football head." Okay. So then he turns around and he looks at me and he says, "Yeah, Skylar has a football head." Um, Last I checked, he didn't have a football head. Well, Skylar's sitting there going, "I don't have a football head." So they went back and forth about it for a while. And we all thought it was funny. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I think, I like Stewie too sometimes. Like when, what was it? When I watched one of the episodes where he was trying to get, calling his mother or whatever, and he's going, "Mommy, Mama." And I used to have that ringtone. And I told him, I said, "That's the only thing I really liked about that show." I said, "Yeah, the rest of it's kind of, you know, disgusting." And Skylar wanted to watch it with Justin. And I told him, I said, "You're not watching it." "Why?" I said, "Because number one, you are 10 years old. You do not need to be watching that mess." So he stopped calling a football. Justin stopped calling him a football head. But it's just the point. My son doesn't have a football head. Y'all know that. So it's crazy. Anyway, I do need to say this. Guys, take this crap seriously. I know I say it's crap, but it's not. Please take this mess seriously. People are dying. You got to social distance. I've been, and there's a reason I'm saying this. I have been sitting on my couch and, I've had the window open, letting fresh air in and so forth. And, I know it's not we're not the only ones around here. And I know, it's not just happening here, it's happening everywhere. You're supposed to stay 6 feet away from certain people, especially if you're out in public or wherever. Now, here, It's been kind of hard because, well, it's not been that bad because number one, it's just me and the kids and, Miranda's boyfriend. And, we're not, yeah, we're not like, trying to go out and whatever. Example, we got a bunch of people out here where I live. And I don't think they are taking all this seriously because every day this past week, they've been out in the parking lot in front of my building, gambling, playing craps, which, I don't care, you know, but when you're loud and then it ends up in fights and, seriously, and the police having to get called every single day. And it's not just, 10 people. It's a lot of people. And I got to a point yesterday because they were out there doing the same thing and they're not, basically we have, our complex has a policy of no loitering whatsoever. You can't, unless you live here. Like, I can take Skylar outside and sit out on the front of the building in my chair while he plays. That's different. And but you have people that are coming and just hanging out in front of the building doing whatever. And I had a feeling it was going to get bad. Now yesterday people started getting their checks and stuff for the regular monthly checks. And I knew, I had a feeling, but I didn't think it was going to get as bad as it was getting. And come to find out, I was talking yesterday to our apartment manager and also to a police officer that I've known for, good God, 20 some years, because he got called out here. And, we were talking and he said, it's going to get bad. And people don't seem to understand that. I just, Royal Farm, one of the convenience stores over here, there was somebody that the store was busy as all get go. This was after the stay-at-home order was put in place. And all I can say is, guys, please, social distance. Do what, if you guys are in a lockdown or whatever, please make sure you stay safe. Please don't go out. Here it's different. We're still at a stay-at-home. We have a stay-at-home order place, but we are allowed to go out for essential items like groceries, toilet paper, stuff like that. And there are people that aren't doing that. Like, for example, this morning, oh my gosh, just a little while ago, actually, Justin comes out and he says, Lizzie wants me to come over to her house. I was like, dude, you can't go anywhere. And he said, well, she wants me to come over and help her do something. Well, son, you do realize that there's a stay-at-home order in place. It's not for us. It's not over here. It's over in Baltimore. Justin, no, it's not. Well, come to find out in all of this, his friend Lizzie, now you guys probably have heard me talk about her before. She's, getting ready to have a baby. And anyway, He's been going over and helping her when, she needs it or whatever. Well, apparently this morning, and I didn't know it, she asked him to come over and help her. And so he comes out and he looks at me and he says, Lizzie needs my help. Okay, well, it would be, and I told him, I said, it would be different if it was any other day or any other time. You can't go anywhere. And of course, we had a back and forth about this. So I explained to him that, we're only allowed to go out for essential items. And I said, going to help Lizzie is not essential. And I said, I'm not trying to make it sound, heartless, but she's not. She's got her boyfriend, she's got her dad, and her brother. She doesn't need you to go over there. I said, number one, she's pregnant. You don't need to be going over there just because of all this mess. Well, he finally got the idea. And this was after, him throwing his little tissy fit. They're getting stir crazy. I get it. I may not say it and I may not look it, but I'm getting stir crazy too. But I mean, it's just, it's hard. It really is. And my only thing is, and maybe somebody can answer this here in the States, what's going to happen if the nation locks down and there are people that are left without food? Or like, say, like in my case, next week, I hope they don't do a national lockdown before next week, because I'm not going to be able to go to the grocery store. And especially if what are we supposed to do? I don't think Amazon Fresh delivers here. I don't know. I've never tried. I've never tried, and I might check to see if they do. But that's just my, I don't know. I'm hoping that, I don't know. It's just, I know y'all didn't need to hear a depressing video. Okay. Yesterday, this is kind of funny. Yesterday morning, I get up, and mind you, I'd gotten a notice that we were having that there was going to be an extermination, and I knew. Well, I forgot, and I realized it yesterday morning. I was, sitting out in the living room, smoking a cigarette and drinking my coffee, and I happened to look. And the notice was right in front of me. I was like, "What is this?" So I opened up the notice, and I was like, "Oh crap!" 7 o'clock yesterday morning, I'm rushing. I go to wake up my daughter because, I needed her help. So I got her up, and I was rushing around here like a chicken with my head cut off, because I totally forgot, because here and where I live, if you aren't prepared for the extermination, like, in the kitchen and in the bathroom, you have to take everything out of the cabinets. And if you're not prepared for it, they will charge you, and it will be added onto your rent. Well, I totally can. I was like, I can't believe I forgot. And the bad part was the notice was sitting right there next to me. Okay, I forgot. So it was just not a good day yesterday all around for everybody. And the guy comes in. actually there was two of them. Now, why they needed two of them in here, I don't know. They don't usually send two exterminators into one apartment. It's usually just, one. And I was like, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to get it over with. And I was just like, I can't. And of course, when I woke Miranda up, she was upset because I woke her up early. And I said, well, we got to get this done. And she's like, well, wake up, Justin. I'm not going to get up. Well, waking up Justin is like trying to get a log to wake up. It just ain't happening. So it's been, yeah, interesting. But other than that, let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else that's been going on that I forgot about. And yes, I do have, I do write my stuff down because I know if I forget, uh, oh, I almost see, I told you I almost forgot something. I'm 50 years old, okay? I do forget things. Sunday, this is funny. Yes, I'm going to backtrack. Sunday, every like week or so, the school system, they have what's called a parent link call. All the parents of both, Justin's school and Skylar's school get a phone call every week about what's been going on for the week. So, the phone rings and I'm thinking, okay. At first I didn't really pay much attention, and when I looked, I was like, okay. It's just probably, giving us an up to date on what's been going on and what's going to be happening. Well, I'm sitting there and I'm answer the phone call, and all of a sudden I hear the principal of Justin's school talking about the kids go back to school this past Monday. So I get up and I go in the room and I look at Justin and I said, you go to school tomorrow? And he says, no, I don't. Yeah, you do. So, excuse me. So he was like, I'm not going to school tomorrow. And I said, well, I think and I was teasing him. I was playing a joke on him. Yes, I did get the phone call. So then I got to a point that I started like, getting paranoid, doubting it and so forth. So I went to his school's website, and I said, you're safe. He says, what? And I said, you don't have to go to school. They don't, you don't go back to school until the last week of April and so forth. And he just looks at me and said, but why'd you tell me that? I said, because your principal sent a parent link phone call out telling everybody they go back to school. Well, he was like, really? Why? I was like, I don't know. I really don't. I'm just, So, no, they're not thrilled about, starting the learning from home. They're not thrilled at all whatsoever. And I mean, Skylar, I don't think he's, it's just, and I've tried to explain to them that this is going to be the new normal for a while and we have to get used to it. And it's going to be crazy because so tonight or this weekend, I'm going to have to talk to them or sit down and have, a little conversation and tell them, starting Monday, you guys are going to be in some kind of a routine where you do, however many minutes they want you to do on the computer and laptop, because now I'm going to have to sacrifice my laptop that I'm using right now to for them to learn, which is no big deal. I mean, they have tablet. Skylar has a tablet, but that's one less thing I'm going to have to worry about. So now I'm going to have to figure something out for Justin because you can't do it on your phone. I don't think. I don't know. So it's going to be, a lot of work, which is fine. And, depending on how long each assignment is every day for Skylar, I'm going to have to start, make up a whole new routine for myself and get into that. So it's going to be interesting, which is no problem because, I don't have a problem with that. So, and I have been reading. I did finish Second Chance by James Patterson. And that was a pretty good book. It's the Women's Murder Club series. It's a pretty good book. To be truthful, I couldn't even tell you what it's about because I don't have my phone in here and I don't have the piece of paper I wrote down what it was about on here. Then I started listening to Jeffrey Deaver's The Coffin Dancer. Those of you that have been watching the Lincoln Rhymes Bone Collector on NBC, and I have to tell you, that is a pretty good show. I've read the book, and the TV show is a little different from the book, only in respect to Lincoln. He doesn't have the the straw where he can maneuver around by blowing, if that makes any sense. It's a pretty good show, and they left you hanging the last episode. I don't know if the next season is going to be the next book. I have no clue. So I looked it up and went on to my Hoopla that is connected to my library here in town and looked up, what the next book was. And I've put that, I'm listening to that. It's pretty good so far. There's this, what it is about is there is this assassin that's going around, and he has a tattoo of the Grim Reaper. And I forget, there's something else to the tattoo. And he's going around killing people. I'm not quite sure why. Like the first couple chapters that I'm listening to now, I don't even know what chapter I'm on now because yesterday I kind of lost myself in the book, listening to the book while I was stitching. He's just killing people. He's not, excuse me, he's not a serial killer. He's an assassin. And there's really no reason, or at least, the way, excuse me, the way it's coming out, the way I'm listening to it, because I'm not very far in the book now. I mean, it's the way I'm understanding it so far is there's not really a reason why he's doing this. I'm still trying to figure all this out. He's the first person that he killed was an airline pilot, And I'm still trying to understand why, what his purpose is and why he's, um, it's a good book. And like I said, I don't know if what is going on in a series on the TV show is going to be, go coincide with the books. If you get my meaning. I don't know if the net, after Bone Collector, if the Coffin Dancer is, I don't know. I haven't, I might research that later and find out. But it's pretty good. Um, I've had to learn, this is funny. Y'all are going to laugh at this. I had to learn that because, I like to read. I have my JD Robb one in here in my room. And I've had to learn, especially when it comes to audiobooks, because I have a habit of checking out too many books. You're allowed, on my account, you're allowed 8 books every month. And, I'm pretty sure there are other people out there that could probably listen or read to that many books in one month. I'm sorry, I can't. And I've made that habit of, taking out, you know, the whole limit. So I'm not doing that this time. I'm going to finish, you know, um, one book. I've got like 3 now in the thing on my waiting for me to listen to. And then once I'm finished with, like, with a Coffin Dancer, then I'm gonna listen to something else and listen to the next one. Because it's really, really, you know, and I want it now, mind you, I really don't like Stephen King as much as I thought I was, because I used not to read his books. I seriously didn't. I've seen Cujo. I've seen Pet Cemetery. I refuse to read the book. I've not seen it. I don't know if I want to read the book because I've been hearing mixed things about that. And I want to get one of his books and read it. Like, there's one that I really want to get. It's Salem's Lot. I have The Stand. That one was not too bad. It didn't bother me too much. And I've read, the Black Tower series, and that one, it, it just didn't. I just couldn't. It just, I couldn't. To me, it just didn't. The movie was better. And I know, it I'm not, I'm not afraid to try it and read one. So I'm gonna be looking because I really want to read one. Let's see what else. Oh, I kitted up my next one. You guys know that yeah. You guys know that my next one that's in queue is Supernatural. And I already kitted it up. It's in my little, what is it? The little suitcase container thing over here. And that's my next one. So I have that all kitted up and ready to go. No, I know I'm not done with this yet, but it's next. And I know a lot of you don't like Supernatural, and a lot of you, think I'm crazy and so forth, but I really like the show. So they're next. And then after that is another painting. I have 2 more. So, and I still have one that I need to complete. So, I'm going to be busy for a while. But other than that, guys, I think that's it because there's really not a whole lot to talk about. I am going insane. I'm starting to get stir crazy. It's just, oh my gosh, just don't know. um, oh, before I forget, I will be having I'm going to be scheduling some color street parties next week after the 8th. So if there's anybody that wants to have a color street party on Facebook, please, message me, let me know. Um, and, I will set it up and we will, have the party. Um, you can message me on Facebook or on Instagram. My Facebook and Instagram is listed in my about on my channel. So let's see what else. That's it, guys. So I hope everyone has a great week. And wait, oh my God. Yeah. I hope everyone has a great week. And please, please stay safe. Please make sure you wash your hands. And, just remember, don't touch your face. I know I have a habit of doing that, but just stay safe, stay healthy, remember to social distance, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great week.